In this video, I will be counting down the 10 most fear-inducing levels to ever be concocted in the Geometry Dash level editor. Horror levels are a rather underserved genre in GD. Perhaps this is because a 2-minute pit of blood, gore, and jump scares doesn't really fit the bill for what is supposed to be a family-friendly platformer game. Nevertheless, there have been several instances of creators attempting to invoke emotions such as fear out of the player with varying degrees of success. And so today, I'll be going over what I believe to be the 10 scariest levels ever made and explaining why I placed them where I did. Let's get right into the countdown. To be honest, Lost, along with other demons in the Lost level series, isn't really scary at all unless you're Eric Van Wilderman. However, as I said earlier, there aren't a lot of creators trying to make scary levels, and so it doesn't take much to be one of the best. The level in question is very similar to the hardest official level, Deadlocked, with one key difference being that a creepy looking face follows you throughout much of the stage. The only people who actually got spooked or had nightmares about this were probably very young. Number 9. Tape 666 is a rather short auto level that doesn't have a lot going for it, being mostly composed of Windows error messages and lacking anything genuinely unsettling. It has only a few scenes, and clocking in at just over a minute long, it ends a lot shorter than other levels on the list, without much time to add much wow factor to the experience. Number 8. Tape 019. Tape 19 is everything that Tape 666 should have been, being twice as long and having some spooky scenes rather than expecting viewers to pee their pants after 100 seconds of this. Despite their efforts, the level still isn't all that startling and lacks an intimidating atmosphere to justify a higher placement. Number 7. Red Room. The visuals at the start of Double R, with the player heading through the dump, human intestines, and other body systems with blood, gore, and green goo galore, had lots of potential to be a truly disgusting level, potential that would be wasted over the next 90 seconds. Devin completely throws his creation off its vibe with this cheesy section that the level never fully recovers from, to the point where this woman getting shot at the end is more funny than anything else. Furthermore, having an intense song is vital for creating an intense atmosphere, and Heartbeat by Snood Dude is not an intense song. Had these issues been addressed, Red Rooms could have enjoyed the same success as Man Man. Number 6. Eastfall. I initially anticipated that I would place this way higher on the list, but upon rewatching this, it seems incredibly corny in my opinion. The transitions between Happy Fun Times and School Shooterville are not abrupt or startling, and the most intense part of the level isn't very scary. If Small and Xylonox were to rebuild this today, they should probably take a page out of Mindcap's book of song editing and visual effects to make this a more jump scare based creation like Collab Level. Instead, we're left with more of a ha-ha funny level, which is not what this list is about. Number 5. Only One Survived. This is the first level on the list that I believe is at least somewhat successful. Only One Survived tells the story of a person who survived a fatal plane crash and has an imposing environment to it. While not as good as some other examples, I applaud Nixinity Furry for the great job they did. Number 4. Wisteria. Wisteria by Triaxis is another great feat of storytelling by a creator. It makes use of a creepy steam pianist song to provide an account of a little girl who ended up at the house of a notorious serial killer. Triaxis was able to build a dark atmosphere early on so that the second half of the level seemed very scary instead of ridiculous. Overall, a really good level. Number 3. Save As. For those unfazed by the jump scares and disturbing imagery of other projects, Save As by Pox stands to them as the only truly scary level, as it is an accurate depiction of a frightening phenomenon that is very real, a phenomenon known as Alzheimer's disease. Save As begins as a modernistic level which slowly becomes distorted over time into its state near the end of the 5-minute journey, a progression that symbolizes the memory loss and insanity caused by Alzheimer's and dementia. While I don't care for Save As a level, I can definitely appreciate its message. Number 2. Man Man. Man Man is a huge improvement over Devin's other level, Red Rooms, which I mentioned earlier. While it's not necessarily scary in the same way as other levels of its kind, many people have said that its constant, not safe for work visuals are enough to make them constantly feel disgusted while watching. This is a very impressive accomplishment in the field of Geometry Dash horror levels. And the scariest level in the game is Collab Level. For me, nothing can really compare to Collab Level by Mindcap and more. A level so scary that it caused half of GD Twitter to get pissed off at Mindcap for not warning them. Mindcap and the team's ingenuity in regards to visuals, sound editing, and convincing the viewer to focus at certain parts of the level have created the only jump scares in the game that have genuinely startled me. And while there's much more to say about this masterpiece than that, I've already covered it all in an entire video I made analyzing the demon. If that sounds interesting to you, feel free to click the video on screen now to check it out. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, then remember to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts with me in the comments.